January 6th was one of the darkest days in our nation's history. I've said it now 3 times. It is imperative that we establish the truth of that day.
As you may know, a bipartisan independent commission to investigate the events of January 6th failed in the United States Senate. Since that failure of the independent commission, Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leaders in Congress have been trying to figure out, should they set up some sort of entity to investigate January 6th.
I'm announcing that the House will be establishing a select committee on the January 6th insurrection.
So in the House of Representatives, there are permanent committees, and then there are select committees, which are usually for exactly the purpose that Pelosi is using this one for, to investigate a discrete issue, and it generally has an expiration. This select committee would have 13 members, 8 picked by Pelosi and 6 in consultation with her Republican colleague, Kevin McCarthy. Pelosi's office has said that she is likely to personally appoint at least 1 Republican. It's meant to investigate the, quote, facts and causes of the January 6th attacks, focusing on what led to 5 deaths and 140 injured police officers that day. It will look at violent extremism. It will look at any intelligence or police failures that day, or institutional governmental failures. One very important aspect of this select committee is that it will have full subpoena power. The 9/11 Commission had full subpoena power. It was able to pry documents and information out of the Bush administration that it wouldn't have been able to get without subpoena power. So what happened to the original bipartisan commission? Well, 35 House Republicans voted in favor of forming it, but it was killed once it reached the Senate. There was some significant Senate Republican support for it, and that support evaporated once Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, came out against it.
So, Mr. President, it's not at all clear what new facts or additional investigation yet another commission could actually lay on top of existing efforts by law enforcement and Congress.
Republicans want to forget about Trump and his role in January 6th and focus on pure opposition to the Biden administration and its policies, where Democrats are saying, wait a second, Trump was not convicted in the Senate, so his impeachment trial did not establish a clear historical record about what happened on January 6th. It's of utmost importance that Congress actually have a full formal investigation that produces a report, just as the 9/11 Commission did, about what happened that day. Some Republicans now have decided that because this will be a Democratic-led select committee voted on by the Democratic-controlled House, that it's a more partisan process and it's going to be used to damage Republicans in the run-up to the midterms. On the one hand, for Republicans, they've sort of pushed Democrats into making this a more partisan exercise. When things are more partisan, it's easier for one party to dismiss them, especially given our current level of polarization. On the other hand, now that Pelosi is doing this on her own with a select committee in the House, it's going to be a lot tougher on Republicans. They have subpoena power. One of the most fraught issues that this select committee will deal with is the fact that members of the House of Representatives itself will likely be part of this investigation. There have been a number of reports about links between offices in the House of Representatives on the Republican side and people who came to Washington that day, and some who ended up inside the Capitol. And of course, the former president at the center of all this will be part of this investigation. That is a big reason, frankly, that Republicans are scared of this investigation. Republicans do not want an investigation where some of their members, and certainly the last Republican president, will come under quite unflattering light due to this investigation.